Hello, everyone. This is Kerry with Project Nerd. We're here at Tallgrass Film Festival Day 2, and I have the joy, the pleasure to sit down today with Pablo with a movie documentary titled Mr. Fish. Now, Pablo, you wrote, produced, and directed this film.
Shot, produced, and directed.
Shot. Yep. See,
you called it.
I knew it.
You did.
Shot, produced, directed this amazing documentary. So, for our audience out there, what is your documentary about?
So Mr. Fish is the pen name of an artist who's mostly known as a political cartoonist, but he does fine art and he does animation, and he's really a prodigy as an artist. He can draw in any style. He can draw hyper-realistic, and his voice as an artist just really captivated me. I felt like he was saying something that was I guess I felt like he was addressing the world that I always struggle with, that I don't see a lot of artists or even the news really addressing.
So what avenue are you talking about there? I think it's a very interesting. You said that it's something that you felt personal about. What drew you to this particular person?
I think I think for me, the world is sort of sliding into a fairly dark place. I don't know how light and happy your show is, but let's go somewhere real for a second here. And it's something I struggle with when I look at the world.
Yeah.
There's an amazing amount of exploitation out there, environmental degradation. There's slavery. There's all these things that we sort of have gotten used to, right?
Right.
And so he is an artist who's sort of able to create an image that allows you to look at a subject from an angle you hadn't really thought of before.
How does he capture that? I mean, it seems, if I understood what you said, it's animated, right?
He does animation, but
right.
He's mostly a political cartoonist, and most of his cartoons are single-panel cartoons.
So how do you think that particular tone of a cartoon still addresses a topic of that magnitude? How does that come across?
Well, that's the interesting thing about him, is he's able to create cartoons that I laugh at, and
right.
at the same time, something inside me cringes.
So you're learning as you're laughing? Or are you
I'm
questioning?
having a multi-dimensional response
right.
to his work.
Absolutely.
It's emotional, it's funny, it's witty, it's intelligent, and yet there's something kind of intense or heartbroken about it. And to capture all those layers and colors
right.
in a single panel cartoon and have promote that response, that's pretty unique.
How do you think he does that? I mean, it seems like obviously for you got it. Do you feel that other people feel the same way?
Well, that's been the amazing thing about this film. I mean, the first 2 years of making the film, I thought, am I crazy? Right? Because this guy's not famous.
Right.
And his work is really disturbing sometimes. He uses adult language, he uses adult imagery, he's sort of not ready for prime time. This is not a mainstream guy, and I'm spending my life at that point, and my own money making a film about somebody that nobody knows about and is really controversial, and it's probably like a little bit too smart for like mainstream consumption. So I really did feel like, God, I might just be nuts for making this film.
Right.
What am I doing? But since we've had it in festivals, the response, people constantly say, I can't believe I didn't know about this guy. He's my new favorite artist. They're so thankful that they discovered this guy through my film.
Well,
so that's great.
That's an amazing thing. I think that's what's great about a festival like Tallgrass. It brings a topic that people have probably seen, shrugged off as maybe not the intended response, but now you bring that audience to this person, and you bring it, more importantly, not to the person, but also to the content they're creating.
Yeah, the film is really about him, and it's also about how the demise of that craft. The political cartooning is dying out as newspapers and magazines die out. They can't make money anymore. It's not just his predicament. It's all of theirs. They're all in the same boat, and they're all struggling to figure out a way to make money at their craft. So while I think a lot of political cartooning is not very interesting, when it's done at a high level, it's actually dare I say, great for our democracy.
Yeah.
Because imagery can communicate an idea about a political reality or a social reality that a written word can't. It triggers something else in the brain. We have a different reaction to imagery than we do the spoken word. So we're losing something that, that's really vital when it's done well. It's really great.
Is his content, is it published in like a paper, or is it more online content?
He's mostly been an online guy, but he's published for 20 years in The Nation and the LA Weekly and the Village Voice and Harper's Magazine, and but the film sort of chronicles how he pissed off too many people in those worlds, because his stuff really just, he pushes the boundaries.
Yeah.
And that's also contributing to the demise of the art form is there's not a lot of publishers who can really embrace really controversial work.
Yeah,
they want it a little bit safe.
I think that's what's interesting about the time frame you're talking about and the era that we're in now is this idea of having to be safe, and it seems like if you take it a little bit more on a satire, you can get away with it maybe a little bit more, but it's a message that obviously needs to be shared. One of my favorite things about kind of the documentary style is the character that you're portraying on this film. Was it challenging to kind of capture all the different angles of this cartoonist or illusion? Or, I mean, how would you describe him, and how were you able to kind of get the response that you've seen with the audience and understanding this character?
I mean, I would describe him as a uniquely talented mind with a really valuable perspective, right?
Okay.
So, and like I said, he's a prodigy, so he can communicate these ideas visually in a way that is unlike anything you've ever seen. And I don't hesitate saying that anymore.
Yeah.
I used to hesitate saying that. But he is a unique phenomenon as an artist. And what the hell was the rest of your question?
I think you actually captured it. So, Pablo, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us today. And I believe I remembered it correctly. Shot, produced, directed a film called Mr. Fish. Please go out, support this amazing documentary. And obviously, again, thank you so much for your time.
And you're welcome. And thanks for having me. It's going to be on iTunes coming up in November, December. It's the full title is actually Mr. Fish, Cartooning from the Deep End.
Nice. Okay.
And look for it on iTunes.
Any other way our audience can get directly to you?
Come out to Tallgrass Film. No, to get to me. We have our website, MrFishMovie.com. I'm sure there's contact information on there. We have our Facebook page, Mr. Fish Documentary. We're on Twitter, and we're on
absolutely
all that stuff.
Well, everyone, go out, check out this movie. Obviously, a lot of vehicles you can see it at. Mr. Fish, Pablo, thank you again for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.